welcome back to my channel. I'm Gina of Gina Renee RN Budgets, and I decided to share how to budget when you don't have enough. Okay, you guys may or may not know my story. If you don't, you can go back and watch some older videos to know what I've been experiencing over the past probably several months. And so I just wanted to share my thought process because, of course, when I sat down to do my budget, and unfortunately, I am a budgeter who is at the moment pretty much paycheck to paycheck. So the first thing I do is I go to see what I absolutely have to pay, like no matter what. So things like my rent, these little Affirm payments and PayPal payments, unfortunately, that's for from my spending, but they have to be paid. So, and there's really not a way around that. You know, of course, in the budgeting world, we are here to work on our debt and to work on our credit, so we don't want to ruin it. And then you have variable expenses, which of course are variable, and your sinking funds. And then what's left is your savings and debt. And it's okay. Sometimes you just don't have any left for that. And it's okay. You don't have to beat yourself up. So after that, I looked at my car payment, and I have never paid my car payment late. And so I figured that's a place where I could call them and explain my situation and see what they could do. And well, when I called them, I found out that if I call on the 7th, the day that it's due, I could post the payment out 10 days, which makes it the 17th, and that's my next payday. So that's what I will do, and I won't be dinged as a late payment. So that's something I never knew because I never paid it late. All right. Then I looked Netflix. It's not a necessity, but my husband is home all day, so it's kind of hard, to do without that. So YouTube music, yes, I like it to listen to my music without commercials. Do I need it? No. So I can cancel that. Then this first finance payment, I have the date wrong on here, the 3rd. It's not to the 10th, but I already talked to them, and she said it was okay for me to pay on the 17th. So this is what I mean is when you pay your bills on time, when you can, and you have a consistent pattern with these companies, I don't care who it is, when you come across a situation such as mine, they're more willing to work with you. We need water. I got to pay Zelle. Sling TV, do we need it? No, but it'll be kind of hard for my husband to be around the house or in bed most of the day with absolutely nothing to look at. Then my Allstate car insurance. My daughter drives one of my cars, and she's kind of been going through a financial thing, and so she ended up having to move in with her dad for a while. So she's probably in a better position not to pay the entire car note and insurance like she used to. But I just told her, hey, I need you to pick up at least the insurance this time for me. And I told her in enough time so that she could kind of make plans. And it's not due until the 14th. So, of course, she said yes, she would do that. All right. So this is my thought process. So then I went to my variable expenses. And since I had a big grocery haul, I know I can work my magic and let my groceries last for another week. However, there will be certain things that my husband will need that I'll have to, replenish. Spending, I just want to have some money available just in case something happens for my husband. And then, of course, I get paid bi-weekly, so I have to also figure in the following week. All right. Gas, I could go down to 125. Thank God that this 2 weeks is all appointments in Nashville. We don't have, not in Nashville, in Clarksville. So we have to see only our Clarksville doctors. So there will not be any trips to Nashville, prayerfully. Nashville is kind of like where the hospital is. So, and then debt and savings, we just bypass it this time, and that is okay. What we have to keep in mind is you can't always stuff every envelope. You can't always save. You can't always tackle debt, long as you cover your bills. One thing I wanted to mention is at the top, I don't share my tithing, but we do not consider our tithes as part of our budget. It's not a bill. Okay, tithing is something we give back to God first and foremost, and then what's left after that, the remaining income is what we budget. Okay, so there's no negotiating our tithe amount. That is a faith driven contribution to our God for what He's done for us. Okay, so this is how the new adjusted budget looks like. All right, so you can see my 28-25 is the same, but these are the adjustments that I've made, and this is what's left that we have to pay. So the rent, the Netflix, the firm, PayPal, iCloud, I have to have storage in order to make videos and such. We need water. Zelle has to be paid. A little entertainment for my husband. I put the car insurance in parentheses because that's not counted in my total because my daughter will be paying that. And then the cell phone bills and then our internet. All right. And so that decreased our bills and fixed expenses down to $2,400. Subtract that from the 28-25 leaves us with $425 that we have left in terms of variable and cash spending. So, like we discussed, I did make adjustments and decrease I went down to 2 envelopes. Essentials for me will include groceries and household, and then spending will be anything else. So we got $150, and then I'll also need to cover it for the second week. That total is $300. You're going to subtract that from the $425 we had left, and that still gives me another $125. I like to keep my gas money digital so that I don't have to go and walk inside and all that kind of stuff. And $125 is honestly on the low side in terms of gas and what we're used to using, but I'm positive something will come up and we won't have to worry about running out of gas. I mean, if need be, I could get $50 from my dad or my brother or anybody to cover that because they know the situation that we're in and they understand that it's a struggle. Now, what I do want to add here is that there is still a possibility that my husband, well, it's not a possibility. He will get his disability check. They just have to go through the motions, and that's the most frustrating part. But I also have like Kroger points I could use to help alleviate the gas price. I have Get Upside, even though that's cash back. And then I also have maybe about 50,000 Fetch reward points where I could get a gift card if I needed to, and I could use that for gas as well. But my husband is in a review process, and it's because he had to extend his short-term disability from the original date. And so it's an automatic review process, and it can take up to 15 days. So when I spoke to them, they said that day 15 is June 9th, which means they have to give him a decision, which we already know it's going to be yes because he had major surgery. But they have till June 9th to give him the decision, but then they mail the check. So that normally takes about a week for us to end up getting it. And so I knew that no matter what, we would not get that check to cover anything during this pay period. And so we've adjusted, and now it works. Thanks.